Hello you guys, so today I'm going to show you a game played between a Pakistani rising star Salman Nizamani aka Zinvoker versus the World Cup winner Jan Krishnov Duda and the World Cup runner up Liren. So this was game played in the Trust 24 and the series of premium members, and this is actually a blitz game of 3 plus 2, and Salman Nizamani has the white pieces and the Jan Krishnov Duda and Liren has the black pieces. Duda is a hand and Liren is the brain, and this is actually an elephant game. So hope you will enjoy my analysis. We have e4, c5 and c3. The elephant type of structure here, you can play knight to f6, or you can immediately striking on d5. Knight f6 provides you an elegant type of structure and d5 gives you a solid play. So Liren say pawn, so Duda goes to d5, and we have pawn takes on d5, queen takes on d5, and then we have d4 immediately striking the c pawn. We have knight f6, and then we have knight f3. Then we have knight c6. Then we have h3, and h3 is actually a slow move, and Duda and Liren also said in the live in the game that h3 is actually a slow move and give nothing to white. But it is not a mistake or a blunder, just a slow move. So now we have g6, and then we have bishop to d3, then we have pawn takes on d4, and then we have pawn takes on d4, and then we have bishop to g7. Then we have knight to c3 attacking the queen, and then we have queen to a5. Then we have bishop to c4, and then we have castles and castles. And we have bishop to f5, and then we have rook to e1, and then we have rook to c8, rook a to c8, and this is actually a move to have some discovery on the bishop, maybe some time when being allowed. So we have bishop back to b3, not allowing this discovery anytime, and then we have h6. Then we have rook to c1, and then we have e6. Then these two pawn moves actually gives nothing to black, because it is not solidifying anything, just a waiting move. Then we have queen to d2, and the Liren says here rook, and Duda doesn't know which rook to play, and he just played rook f to d8, and just totally blundering the h6 pawn, which Salman Nizamani took. We have bishop takes on h6, knight takes on d4, and then we have knight takes on d4, and then we have bishop takes on h6 and queen takes on h6. Then we have rook takes on d4. Now you can actually pause the video and see the winning move for Salman Nizamani, and which is not actually too hard to find, and if you miss this, you're not maybe a chess player. So hope you have found the winning move, which is actually queen knight to d5 on or knight to e4. Both are winning. But Salman Nizamani missed this because he was playing against the World Cup winner and the World Cup runner-up. He just believe in them, but it's okay. He plays queen back to e3, and then we have rook c to d8, and then we have rook c to d1. We have rook takes rook, then we have rook takes rook takes on d1, knight takes, bishop takes on d1. Then we have knight to d5, which is actually offering an end game of the same colored bishop and the queen on the board. And then we have knight takes on d5, then we have queen takes on d5, and he's attacking the a2 pawn, so we defended by bishop to b3. Then we have bishop queen to a5, and the rest of the moves are actually just shuffling and trying to gain some advantage, some type of advantage which were maybe not present. Here Duda can just deliver the check, and after going here can just pick up this pawn, and after queen to c7 check and king anywhere, can take this pawn, this bishop, and he can just take this pawn, and Nizamani can take this pawn. It is actually not completely winning for black, but maybe somewhat better that Duda played in the game. We have bishop to e4, and then we have queen to e3, and you can't deny actually not offering the queen trade, because if you try to defend the bishop and any of the moves, you are actually giving the white and x the c to drive. So he just takes on e3, and then we have pawn takes on e3, then we have king to d6, then we have king to f2, king to e5, g3, king to d3, king to f3, bishop to c2, h4, bishop to d1 check, king to f2, g takes on h4, g takes on h4, and bishop to c2. Then we have king to f3, then we have king to f5, and then we have king to g3. And the king to g3 has actually a losing move, because you can just play king to e3 and just starting the pawn after just defending this one, somehow defending the pawn like that, and just start going with the flow. But Duda just missed it, because he just have 5 seconds in the position, and Salman Nizamani has 2 minutes. Then we have king to e4, and then we have king to f2, and then we have king to f5, then we have king to g3, king to g6, king to f4, and king to h5, then king back to g3, then we have bishop to d3, then bishop, okay, and then king to h3, and king to g6, then we have king to g3, then we have bishop to c2, king to g4, f5, and king to g3. All of the shuffling here from the position we're just here is actually white has a winning position here, and Duda just completely gave away the position by playing king to g7. The king to g7 is a very bad move, because you have to just find bishop to d7, and you just completely blunder the whole game, because this pawn is actually going nowhere. You can just play king to g3, and just anytime just play this move and take the pawn, and the king is stuck on taking this pawn, and your king is faster on these pawns, and you can't move your bishop from this diagonal, because it is actually protecting this pawn. But again, Salman Nizamani misses move, and then we have just a shuffling of moves, and it was in this position that Jan Khrushchev, Duda, Ding Liren, and Salman Nizamani agreed to a draw. Now this game is special for me, because the Pakistani has never played super GMs like that. This is actually super GMs of the super GMs, and drawing the games against them is actually a treat for me and for us. So hope you enjoy the analysis, and thank you all of you, and see you in the next video.